Hi, my name is Ashley and I am askashley.life. I have been putting off this post for a long time. It is a difficult conversation to have and has required a rabbit hole worth of research to be able to say the things that I am about to say. I think that people are quick to come to conclusions. I think that people are quick to jump on the bandwagon. I think that people are quick to pick up and put down topics. We just can't keep doing that. We can't keep doing that. So I encourage you to do your research, live it, breathe it, sit with it, and dig deep to be able to share with, I guess, the world technically, what your thoughts are. And not that you should have to defend them, but pretend that you're going to have to and make sure that you can. So a little bit about this rabbit hole. It has to do with tourniquets and why they are important more every day than they were the day before. So a tourniquet is this is a sample tourniquet, and a tourniquet is used to save a life from somebody who, or for somebody who is bleeding in their extremity, arms, legs. And the fact is they can save a life. I know because I have used one on somebody who showed up with a gunshot wound. Had I not had that tourniquet, he would have bled out just for not being able to stop that bleed. And I was able to use that tourniquet and save his life. Now, I've been a huge proponent of tourniquets for years. I carry one on my duty belt, and everybody should have them. They should be everywhere. But what's really hard to get across to people is why, and more importantly, what I learned about why they are so cost prohibitive for the average person to purchase them for themselves and for their family and for their vehicles and for their offices and for the schools and for the churches. This is that part where I had to dig really deep and make sure that the research that I've done is in fact accurate. So this particular tourniquet that I was showing you is a CAT tourniquet Gen 7. The CAT stands for Combat Application Tourniquet. It is a non-pneumatic medical thing. It's not a medical device. It is not regulated by any government agency, which is part of the problem. So in my quest to fulfill my Northern Star of, empowering individuals to alleviate fear by making safety and security accessible to all, not just those that can afford it, I've been doing a lot of digging, and I've had a lot of conversations with people trying to find out how to make this tourniquet affordable so that when we are experiencing an active shooter situation, or when we are at home and we miss the celery or we're mowing our lawn, I'm looking for a way to find sources that are affordable. So I started off with, so first of all, they're $35 typically if you go on the internet. The CAT Gen 7 is $35 pretty much from anywhere you buy it from. Now, I, just like you, probably spend some time on Amazon, and I was ecstatic to find tourniquets for $2.50 a piece. Pretty cool, right? So I should interrupt myself and give you a reason to keep watching. All of my research led to the fact that because there is a government contract in place, the price is, or cannot be, any lower to the regular citizen than it can be to our government. That's a statement that I've been wanting to share with you all for a long time and haven't, because I wanted to make sure that things were accurate. So back to my Amazon story. So I was on Amazon, found them for $2.50. I bought like 60 of them. I was like, woo, this is awesome. My whole goal to follow this Mission Safety 360 is to be able to follow similar to Mark Cuban's cost plus drugs program, which is he has negotiated directly with manufacturers of generic drugs, sells them for cost plus 15% plus $3 plus shipping. So a prescription that costs hundreds of dollars could cost you maybe 30. It's a different lifestyle. That's like having the biggest raise of your lifetime for those that have medications that they cannot afford. I want to do that same thing with safety and security. So to find these tourniquets for $2.50, be able to sell them on my website for maybe $4.50, $5, just to make sure that there's a little bit of profit in there, but obviously not getting rich from them. So they showed up. I was all excited. I was like, yeah. And I was beginning to share with people how to use them properly, which is a different video, by the way. But when I went to use my Amazon tourniquet on this person, it broke. So just a little bit of knowledge about tourniquets. This particular piece that was broken, such as this one's a little bit ratty because it's from my duty belt. This is a stabilization plate, okay? That stabilization plate is there so that when you're cranking this windlass, then it doesn't pinch the skin or cause nerve damage. That's the whole purpose of it. Will that tourniquet work with a broken stabilization plate? Yes. Yes, it will. It could cause some additional damage, but you or the person using it will be alive. So that's a good thing. So I started doing some digging because I noticed that there was this stamp on it, this Cat Gen 7 stamp on it. And it looks very familiar, or very similar to this one. Again, it's a little worn out, a little ratty because this is my duty one. And so then my brain went to holy buckets. This is a counterfeit because there's no way that Cat Gen 7 is going to produce a product that is cracked or about to crack, because all of the ones that I bought from Amazon, cracked or about to crack. I am not going to sell anything that I would not trust my own life with, period. Like, I don't need that kind of money. I like to sleep at night. So I did some digging and I found the sole manufacturer. They're in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Spoke to a very nice woman there. She was very helpful. Explained to me that they have chosen to, they are the patent holders, and they also claim on their website that they are the inventors of it. And so she pointed me to their sole distributor that's in the United States, which is North American Rescue. Okay, and the sole manufacturer is Cat Resources LLC. So the sole distributor, they have one in each country, and that's going to be North American Rescue. So I thought, okay, I'll reach out to North American Rescue. Reached out to North American Rescue with the hopes of setting up a distributorship, that kind of thing. Backing up, my conversation with that young woman at Cat Resources did come to the conclusion that what I was shipped by Amazon from another seller was in fact a counterfeit. It's counterfeit. It's illegal. Not because it's a tourniquet, but because it's counterfeit. Not illegal because it was broken, because it's a counterfeit. So reached out to North American Rescue with their sales team to find out about becoming a distributor. And what I found information-wise from there was upsetting, and I've had to sit with it for a while before I did this video. And they explained to me that my distributor price as a distributor would be $20 a piece, and that if I wanted to do become a reseller from their distributor, then it would be about $22. Now, that is still cost prohibitive, because at that point I am going to have to pay $25 and then still sell it at $30, $32 just to cover expenses and make a tiny amount of profit that I can recycle back into Mission Safety 360. So I was really frustrated, and I said, I don't understand. And they said, well, we have government contracts, and the government contract does not allow, because it specifically states, that you cannot sell a product to a non-government entity for less than what you're selling it to the government for. Now, anybody that's ever landed a dream come true government contract will tell you that they charge what they charge because they can, and the government writes the check. So these tourniquets are artificially inflated solely because of that government contract, solely because you have a company that agreed to not sell it for less than the government contract. And, you know, I'm no fool. If it's happening with tourniquets, how many other products in our country are inflated solely because they cannot, not because they cost that much, but because they cannot charge less than they charge the government? Now, I'm not all about conspiracy theories or anything like that, but the facts are the facts, and it's pretty hard to argue with. So I thank North American Rescue for their time, and I decided to work with a local company, a local cop shop here in Charlotte that I love and adore. And I will be buying tourniquets pretty much at regular cost and adding them to my website for a couple of extra dollars. In the meantime, I thought, well, why don't I call the Red Cross? They care about first aid. I am sure that they carry a product that is not cost prohibitive for other people to save lives. I was wrong. They sell a different version of this tourniquet. It's a different manufacturer, but same story. They wanted to charge me, if I was going to buy 1,000 tourniquets, they were going to give me the steep discount price of $28 a piece. So what do you do? Well, being the person that I am, I went ahead and I did do my research, and I have notified the I just blanked out for a second. Good thing I've got my notes here. The Department of Homeland Security, that is who you report counterfeits to. Now, I'm not talking about replicas. I'm talking about the attempt to defraud somebody by claiming that a product is something, by making it look like it is something that it isn't. Now, there are replicas. There are replicas, and replicas are legal. Now, that, because it's an import from outside of our country, which is definition of import, haven't had all my coffee yet, but because of that, it has to go through Customs and Border Patrol. So I want to make sure, and 35% of the problem merchandise or whatever, 33% of it, that CBP just says not happening, is from China. So I don't want to bring a product into our country and advertise it on my page and trust it and trust other people's lives with it if CBP doesn't approve. So I have notified CBP. It doesn't look like DHS is going to do much. It doesn't look like CBP is going to do much. So what do? I promised to you that I would never sell something that I wouldn't trust my own life with. I have found a replica product that I am able to import. I would trust my life with it. It is strong enough. It is a replica. It is nowhere stamped that it is a Cat Gen 7 nor any other brand. It is generic. It goes along with following my North Star about making safety and security accessible to all and not just those that can afford it. So two things out of this. Number one, how many products do we have that are inflated because the government has decided that they have to have the best price, right? And how do we make safety and security accessible to everyone and not just those that can afford it? I am doing what I can. I am happy to hear feedback and ideas. I am in the process of launching a project to make them even more affordable and to make it an even bigger effort. But in the meantime, this is what I have. If you would like to learn more about it or you're interested in it, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you like this information, you want to hear more information, please like and share and subscribe to my videos. I need all the support I can get. I promise to always do my research. I will include a link to this documentation that I just spoke about in this video. And until then, stay curious, stay kind, and I'll keep digging. Bye.